was nervous about driving an electric car for a week before I even picked it up. I live in Harrisburg, but my friends and family are spread out, so I do a lot of driving. Would an EV get me there? I heard the same worry from people when Climate Solutions put out a call for ideas. How do I charge it, and how far can I go? To test out an EV and my own range anxiety, I rented a Hyundai Kona, one of the more affordable EVs with a relatively large range. My parents live about 150 miles away from me. I decided to visit them with 175 miles of range on the battery, but I did not trust that I would make it. I mapped out chargers and decided I should be able to get to at least State College. It was a long trip. I drove much slower than normal, and my eyes were basically glued to the battery gauge. And I was cold. Everything in the car is powered by the same battery, and I was afraid of turning up the heat too high. The 90-mile drive to State College took more than 120 miles off my range. Luckily, Sheetz there has fast chargers, but I was surprised how slow even fast charging is. Just said 50 minutes to an 80% charge, so not super fast, but faster than it would be if I plugged it into a wall in the garage. It took 33 minutes and $5 to add 40% of the battery back on. Definitely enough to get to my parents. Parked in the garage, and I immediately plugged it in to the wall outlet, where it charged very slowly. The display on the car said it would take 43 hours to reach a full charge from about 30%. By the time I got back to Harrisburg late the next day, the battery was pretty much drained again, and my plan A for charging didn't work out. I tried to plug into a charge point station outside of the State Museum on 3rd Street in Harrisburg, and my car was not taking the charge, so I'm not really sure what my options are. I feel pretty upset. I eventually found a working level 2 charger a block away and left the car overnight. And I can see that the car is still there, and it is still plugged in. And I don't know, that feels like a small miracle to me. Level 2 charging also felt slow compared to pumping gas, but having a full charge and nowhere to really go made a huge difference. I wasn't worried about getting stranded or finding a place to charge. Even sitting in traffic didn't bother me. If the car wasn't moving, it wasn't using much energy. I cranked the heat and probably drove a little too fast. Driving was actually fun. Still, in the back of my mind, I worried about having to use the car for something unexpected or an emergency. So my range anxiety wasn't cured, just tucked away until the next trip.